Alright, y'all, this is the second part to the video, basically talking about as to why a abilities based system is better than using attributes, numerical attributes. um, like I said before, this is the better way to go in terms of using abilities, because honestly, if you're an NFL scout or basketball scout, or for any sport, if you're scouting, the only number you look at numbers in terms of statistics. You look at numbers in terms of, you look at numbers in terms of stats, or what have you, or you can look at numbers in terms of height and weight, or their 40 time when you talk about the NFL. Now, if we're talking about, in this essence, I'm talking about football specifically. But when you're looking at the NFL and you're looking at players in terms of what they can do, when these players run in a combine and you look at their 40 times and everything, you got to remember they're running 40 times and everything without pads. They're not wearing full football gear and running a 40. They're not wearing full football gear and catching passes and running routes and everything else. They're doing that all without pads and without a defender in their face. So, it like those, if a scout solely went just by numbers alone and that's it, then there would be a problem. You know what I'm saying? You can't fully render a true judgment or a true estimation in terms of what a player can do just solely off of numbers alone. You have to look at what the player truly does bring to the table in terms of the physical attributes. Just like you look at Sam Bradford. I don't think any NFL scout throughout this whole draft cut on their PlayStation or Xbox and said, "Hey, put in NCAA 10. Let's see what Sam Bradford's rated. Oh, okay, I see what his arm is. Yeah, let's pick him." They didn't do anything like that. They didn't do that for Sue. They didn't do that for McCoy, Williams, Berry, Okung, any of those players. If they did that, they'd be fired so fast it wouldn't even be funny. So, what I'm saying is, it doesn't make sense to come out and go off of numbers when you could go off abilities. That's what I said. If Bradford is great in the pocket, then he would have an attribute like pocket presence. If it was Gerald McCoy, you know what I'm saying, he has that ability to jump off the line. So you could give him an ability like first step. You know what I'm saying? He'd have a great first step. He'd have solid strength. Same thing with Ndemikong Suh. Nice first step. He'd have he'd be a sack master. Rap tackling would be an ability for him. Stability, a leadership bonus. Because the responsibility he's given to do on the line, he does it, and he does it very well, and he plays as an anchor to their defense, to that defensive line. So I mean, giving a player abilities makes sense, because that's what these players are critiqued by. Their ability to hit the hole, their ability, to shoot, their ability to shoot the gaps, their ability to get off the offensive line, their ability to show how good of a field vision they have, how accurate they can throw the throw the football. Like you see these different attributes depicted in these football games. And this is how it really should be articulated. This is how they should all truly be articulated, by these abilities. Because how do you think Madden generates those attributes? By the player abilities. So in essence, what 2K Sports did was they took the middleman approach. And they said, okay, well, since ability is what is rendering this number in terms of speed, agility, awareness, and things of that nature, why not take the ability and just give the player the ability to do this, that, and the other? Because if they do it real well, that's what you would naturally want to give them the attribute. You would just give them the proper attribute, and that would serve its justice. If you have a wide receiver that has hops, that you have wide receiver that has hops and he has great hands, and he's a possession receiver going against a cornerback that has a footsteps attribute and is a ball hawk. You know what I'm saying? You got to see how they play up against each other, how good they are against each other. You know what I mean? And you get to see in realistic aspects, you'll see where the offense wins and where the defense loses. You know what I'm saying? And it's depicted realistically. That's just the way it is. Sometimes you'll have a player that, you can have a player that may only be great at catching the deep ball, and he'll beat somebody who has multiple abilities. Like, they're able to catch, they may be a ball hawk, or, be able to read the play, or great at keeping coverage, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Those kind of attributes, not attributes, but those kind of abilities are what they truly hone in on and what truly makes them stand out, as for their football playing ability. So, that's the kind of system that I'm looking at in terms of this game, backbreaker, but also in terms of how football game ratings should just be presented, period. I believe that'd be the best way for them to do it, and that's how, because that way you truly get to see that balance of the player's abilities counteracting against somebody else, that has a great ability on the opposite side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And then you can compare what you see in the game to what you truly would see on TV. You know what I mean? So that's why I just believe that, because it's truly realistic. Like, you truly cannot depict, a kicking ability by a halfback or something like that. And these players actually have numbers. And there was a player on YouTube that actually did a video complaining about that in Madden, that they did that. They gave him a low kick rating, but my man had kicked the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was able to kick it decently. If I find the video for that, I'll post the link off to the side. But like I said, this is just in conclusion of that. I just had to make that point and just state that and put that out there. So, this your boy Smitty here, and I am signing out. Alright, y'all. Peace out.